It's Cleveland Indians baseball. We're in Kansas City as Cleveland Indians take on the Kansas City Royals. Yesterday, the Indians beat the Royals 2-0 in a pitcher's duel between Steve Dunning and Mike Hedlund. That win moved the Indians into fourth place. And yesterday, the Orioles lost while the Yankees won, and the Yankees have moved into first place in the American League East. Alan Foster gets a start today for Cleveland. He's made 3 starts on the year. He's 1-1 with an ERA of 1.88. And he'll be opposed by Bruce Del Canton for Kansas City. He's made 3 starts on the year, and he's 1-2 with an ERA of 3.93. Lou Piniella is riding a 13-game hitting streak. It's 64 degrees. Wind speed is 6 miles per hour from left to right, and it's raining here in Kansas City.
Play ball.
Starting lineup for the Indians will be Vada Pinson in center field leading off. Batting second is the left fielder, Ted Ulander. Batting third, the second baseman, Eddie Leone. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Greg Nettles. Batting fifth, the catcher, Ray Fosse. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Roy Foster. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Ken Harrelson. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Jack Heidemann. Batting ninth, the pitcher, Alan Foster. Kansas City on defense will have Bob Oliver at first, Cookie Rojas at second, Fred Patek at short, Paul Shull at third, Lou Piniella in left, Amos Otis in center, Dennis Papke in right field, Ed Kirkpatrick catching, and on the mound is Bruce Del Canton. Bruce Del Canton came to Kansas City during the offseason along with Fred Patek and Jerry May from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Kansas City traded Jim Campanis, one of our old friends from the Dodgers, Jackie Hernandez, and Bob Johnson. Leading off is Vada Pinson. He's hitting .315 with 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. He has a 9-game hitting streak going.
Play ball.
There's a knuckleball, ball 1. Ball 2. Another knuckleball, ball 3. Strike 1 called. Pinson hits a base hit into right field. He's hit in 10 straight games now. Here is Ted Ulander, the left fielder. He's hitting .290, no home runs, no runs batted in. Eddie Leone is on deck. Another knuckleball. Ball 1. Bruce Del Canton was mainly a relief pitcher with the Pirates. But Bob Lemon, the manager of the Royals, Bob Lemon, the Indians' legendary pitcher, has made him a starter this year. Throw to first. Too low. Ball two. Two balls. No strikes. It's in off the plate. Ball three. Swing and a miss. Strike one. It's a line drive in a right field. Papke coming in on it. And he takes it on the short hop. Pinson stops at second. Runners on first and second. No one out. Here is Eddie Leone, who's hitting .213, no home runs, and 4 runs batted in. Eddie Leone had a stretch where he went 2 for 20. Yeah, let's see. 5, 9, 14. Yeah, 2 for 20. He went to the eye doctor, get his vision checked. Found out he had a contact lens that was improperly placed. He got a new contact lens, and he said he could see 2 extra lines on the eye chart. So we'll keep an eye on his hitting to see if maybe that was a reason why he was having trouble. He hits a ground ball to second. Rojas boots it. That's Rojas' first error of the year. And the Indians have the bases loaded with nobody out. Here is Greg Nettles. He's hitting .321 with 5 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Ball 1. Strike 1 called. Caught the corner. Strike 2.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Bruce Del Canton. Here is catcher Ray Fosse. He's hitting .340. He has no home runs and 5 runs batted in. That's low. Ball 1. This fly ball in the left field. Piniella going back. He's got it. Pinson tags up, and he scores the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Cleveland. 2 outs. Here is Roy Foster. He's hitting .189. 2 home runs and 4 runs batted in. Right down the middle. Strike 1. I caught the corner. Strike 2. Fouls it back. Kirkpatrick after it, but it makes a cease. The 0-2 pitch. Liner down the third base line. That's foul. It's a grounder right back to the mound. Del Canton throws the first, and the inning is over. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left. Del Canton got himself out of a jam that inning. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Cleveland 1, Kansas City coming to bat. Kansas City's starting lineup will be leading off as a shortstop, Fred Patek. Batting second, the second baseman, Cookie Rojas. Batting third, the center fielder, Amos Otis. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Paul Shaw. Batting fifth, the catcher, Ed Kirkpatrick. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Bob Oliver. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Lou Piniella. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Dennis Papke. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Bruce Del Canton. On defense, Cleveland has Ken Harrelson at first, Eddie Leone at second, Jack Heidemann at short, Greg Nettles at third, Ted Uhlaender in left, Vada Pinson in center, Roy Foster in right, Ray Fosse catching, and on the mound is Alan Foster. Foster's a fastball pitcher. He doesn't throw as hard, though, as Sam McDowell or Steve Dunning. He is 1-1 with an ERA of 1.88. He's pitched 14 in the third innings. He's given up 13 hits. He has walked 3, struck out 10. First 2 pitching appearances with the Indians, he left with sore arm. First of those games was April 11th against Boston. He got the win. And on April 15th against Baltimore, he left after an inning and a third. Then on April 20th against Boston at Fenway Park, he pitched 7 innings, but Boston won that game 4-3. Today's game is being played on Sunday, April 25th. Here is Fred Patek leading off. He's hitting .319, 4 home runs and 5 runs batted in. He has an 8-game hitting streak. Pops it up on the infield. Leone is there, and he has it. 1 out. Here's Cookie Rojas, a second baseman, who's hitting .281. He has 1 home run and 10 runs batted in. The 3-2 pitch. Fastball. With the liner to center field, base hit. He's going for second. The slide, and he's safe. That is Rojas' 3rd double of the season. Here is Amos Otis, the center fielder. He's hitting .197. He has 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. Fastball. He hits it down to third base line, but that is foul. Caught the corner. Strike 2. Fastball. Fly ball down the right field line. Foster's after it, but that makes the seats. The 0-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
Check the swing, but he's called. Strike 3. 2 outs. Here's Paul Shaw. He's hitting .241. No home runs and 7 runs batted in. That caught the corner. Strike 1. Little inside. Ball 1. Fouled it back. Out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Foster. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 1 in Kansas City. It is the Indians 1, the Royals nothing. For the Indians in the second, it will be Ken Harrelson, Jack Heidemann, and Alan Foster. Ken Harrelson's hitting .333. He has 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch. It's a fly ball in the left field. Piniella going back near the track, and he's got it. 1 out. Here is Jack Heidemann. He just came up to the Indians yesterday after the sale of Larry Brown to Oakland. He is over 3 on the season. 1-1 pitch. It's a fly ball into center field. Otis is there. He dives, and he's got it. I think he may have misjudged that one a little bit. It's great play number 12 for Amos Otis. This is Kansas City's 18th game. It's game number 15 for Cleveland. Here is Alan Foster. He is 1 for 5 as a hitter this year. The 2-2 pitch. It's a grounder right back to the mound. Del Canton up with it. Throw to first. 3 outs. Nothing across for Cleveland on top of the second. Cleveland 1, Kansas City nothing. Leading off in the second inning for Kansas City is Ed Kirkpatrick. He was the All-Star Game MVP in 1969. So far in this series, he is 4 for 8 against Cleveland. He scored 3 runs. He's driven in 3 runs. He has a walk, 3 doubles, and a home run. On the season, he's hitting .204 with 2 home runs and 10 runs batted in. The 2-2 pitch. It's a liner down the right field line, but that's foul. Too high, ball 4. Here is Bob Oliver, who's hitting .258, 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. In the dirt, Fossey can't handle it. But Kirkpatrick holds it first. Strike 1 called. It's a grounder to short. Heidemann with the dive. The throw to second. To first. Double play. 6-4-3 double play. Heidemann made a nice diving stop on that one. Here is Lou Piniella. He's hitting .415, no home runs, 5 runs batted in. He has a 13-game hitting streak. The 1-0 pitch. It's a grounder up the middle. Leone, he dives. Gets it from the knees. Throws Piniella out. Nice play by Eddie Leone. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We played 2. It is Cleveland 1, Kansas City nothing. Kansas City won Friday night 12-2. And then Cleveland turned the tables on them yesterday, winning 2-0. So that today is the rubber game. For Cleveland in the third, it will be Veda Pinson, Ted Eulander, and Eddie Leone. Pinson's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Yesterday, Pinson led off the game with a home run. That ended up being the winning run of the game for the Indians. 3-2 pitch. It's a slow chopper down to third. Shaw up with it. And he's just going to eat it. Pinson's on first with a single. Here is Ted Eulander. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Low, ball 1. In tight, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike one. Pinson's picked off. Del Canton to Bob Oliver. They caught Pinson going. Oliver throws to Patek. And Pinson's out. Let's take a look at that again. Yep, they caught Pinson leaning the wrong way. Pinson takes off for second. And Patek tags him out. So 1 out. 2-1 pitch to Eulander. Ball 3. Curveball. He hits a base hit in the left field. Eulander's 2 for 2 today. Here's Eddie Leone, who's 0 for 1. He was safe on an error in the first. Below the knees, ball 1. Too low, ball 2. Too high, ball 3. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Ooh, that was called kind of late. Strike 2. It's a grounder right back to the box. Del Canton throws it first, or throws it second. Back to first. Double play. 1-4-3 double play. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the third. It is Cleveland 1, Kansas City nothing. Leading off is the right fielder, Dennis Papke. Papke got into 2 games in 1969. He was 0 for 1. And he's been with the team, with the Royals, since spring training. He came up with the team from spring training. His main role is the third string catcher, but he's the second string catcher right now because Jerry May is out until at least June. Papke's hitting .091, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. He is 3 for 33. 2-2 pitch. It's fly ball center field. Pinson's going back. He's near the wall, and he's got it. 1 out. Here is Bruce Del Canton. He's 1 for 4 as a hitter this year. Two-0 pitch. It's a grounder to third. Nettles has it to throw to first. 2 outs. Here is Fred Patek, who's 0 for 1. He popped out in his first time up. Base hit in the center field. He is a 9-game hitting streak. I like hitting streaks. I don't mind seeing them advance against the Indians as long as it doesn't affect the game negatively or end a no-hitter, a bid for a no-hitter. Here's Cookie Rojas, who is 1 for 1. He doubled in the first. Patek's going for second. Throw to second. He's safe. That's stolen base number 8 for Patek. He is tied with Amos Otis for the league lead in stolen bases. Now they each have 8. It's a grounder to short. Heideman's up with it. The throw to first. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 3 complete. It is Cleveland 1, Kansas City nothing. Now let's take a look around the league. Bottom of the 6th in Cincinnati. That's game 1 of a doubleheader. Reds lead the Dodgers 3-2. Tommy Helms hit his second home run of the season for Cincinnati. That is Al Downing against Gary Nolan. Top of the 6th in Atlanta. This is game 1 of a doubleheader as well. Padres lead the Braves 2-1. Clarence Gaston hit his 6th home run. That is Dave Roberts against Phil Negro. Top of the 6th in Pittsburgh. As the 2 first place teams square off. Pirates lead the Giants 4-3. Bobby Bonds hit his 4th home run. That is John Cumberland against Bob Moose. Bottom of the 7th in New York. The Yankees lead the Twins 3-1. Roy White hit his 1st home run today. That is Jim Perry against Mel Stottlemyre. Minnesota beat, or New York beat Minnesota yesterday. And Baltimore lost to California in extra innings. That moved California back into 2nd place in the AL West, and that moved New York ahead of the Orioles in the AL East. Bottom of the 5th in Washington, it is the Braves 6. The Senators 1. John Briggs hit his 1st home run today. That is Skip Lockwood against Dick Bosman. Bottom of the 6th at Fenway Park, it is the White Sox 5, the Red Sox 2. Rich McKinney hit his 3rd home run of the season. That is Bart Johnson against Ray Culp. Top of the 4th in St. Louis, the Cardinals lead the Phillies 1-0. That is Chris Short against Carl Taylor. Bottom of the 3rd at Wrigley Field, the Cubs lead the Mets 2-0. That is Stan Williams against Bill Hands. And bottom of the 2nd at the Astrodome, the Astros lead the Expos 7-0. That is John Strohmeyer against Don Wilson. And here we are back in Kansas City for the 4th inning. It will be Greg Nettles, Ray Fosse, and Roy Foster for Cleveland. Greg Nettles is 0 for 1. He struck out in the 1st. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's a fly ball in the left center. Otis, he is running. He crashes into the wall. Makes a great catch. And he is down and he might be unconscious. They are hovering around him. And Amos Otis is coming out of the game. All right, Ed Kirkpatrick, he is taking off his catcher's gear. And he will be taking over in center field. And coming in to catch will be Buck Martinez. So So the Royals have an outfielder in Lou Piniella in the outfield. They got two catchers, Ed Kirkpatrick and Dennis Papke, in their outfield. Hope Otis is all right. That's his second great play of the game. Yeah, he ran a long way. He crashed into the wall and possibly hit his head. All right, we'll wait and see if there's any news about him. All right, here is Ray Fosse. He hit a sacrifice fly in the first. That scored Veda Pinson. The 3-2 pitch. It's fly ball in the left field. Piniella going back. No, it's off the wall. That looked like extra bases for sure, but Fosse stumbled around. Gotta take a look at this. I get faked out too often at this ballpark with balls being hit off the wall. It looks like looks like I have it set correctly. Might just be one of those things. All right, 1 out, runner on first. Here is Roy Foster. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to the pitcher last time up. There's a knuckleball, ball one. Fly ball down the left field line. Piniella going back. And it's gone. Home run number 3 for Roy Foster. That was a 337-foot blast. Cleveland takes a 3-0 lead. He hit that one hard. This is not an easy ballpark to hit home runs in. See, we can see here. Yeah, it's 363 down the right field line, 330 down the left field line. Yeah, this is not an easy ballpark to hit one out. Here is Ken Harrelson. He's 0 for 1. He flied out in the second inning. Full count. Ball four. Here's Jack Heidemann. He's 0 for 1 today. He flied to the wall in right field last time up. Up, and it's starting to rain. All right, and we're back. That rain delay lasted 59 minutes. They have pulled Bruce Bedell Canton, and Jim Rooker is coming in to pitch for Kansas City. He's making his 4th appearance of the year. He has a record of 0-3 with an ERA of 8.59. 14 2/3 innings. He's given up 28 hits. He has walked 4 and he has struck out 12. The game situation is runner on first, 1 out. Jack Heidemann is up. Here's Rooker's first pitch, low, ball 1. Hooker's a fastball pitcher, so he's going to look a little different to the Indians than Bruce Del Canton was. Caught the corner, strike one. Low and outside, ball two. It's a hard grounder to third. Shaw to Rojas. Throw to first, not in time. Pinch hitting for Alan Foster will be Buddy Bradford. Buddy Bradford's hitting .056. He has one hit in 18 times up. His one hit is a double. He has one run batted in. He's 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Low and inside. That gets away from Martinez. That's a wild pitch. Jack Heidemann takes second. Let's see if there's any news about Amos Otis. Now, looks like Otis might only be injured for today. Bruce Del Canton left with a sore arm. They're saying he's day-to-day, so he may not miss a start. High and inside, ball three. Full count. 3 balls, no strikes. Ball four. Bradford was taken all the way. Here is Veda Pinson, who's 2 for 2. Singled in the first, and then he had an infield single in the third. Hitting .600 with 2 out and runners in scoring position. Fouls it back. Martinez is after it, but that's out of play. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hits a bouncer to third. Shaw. Ooh, he boots it. His second error of the year. And the Indians have the bases loaded with 2 outs and Ted Eulander's up. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Low, ball 1. Too low, ball 2. Ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball 4. That'll score Heidemann. It's 4-0 Cleveland. Here is Eddie Leon. That'll obviously be an unearned run. Leon is 0 for 2. He was safe on an error and then grounded into a double play. Here's the curveball in the dirt. Ball 1. It's fly ball into center field. Kirkpatrick coming in, and he's got it. But the Indians get 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error. They left the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is Cleveland 4, Kansas City nothing. Coming in to pitch for Cleveland is Camilo Pascual. This is his 6th appearance. He has no wins, no losses, and 1 save, and he has an ERA of 8.71. In 10 1/3 innings, he's given up 11 hits. 2 of those are home runs. He has walked 10 and struck out 11. He got off to a very rocky start with the Indians. He gave up at least 1 run in each of his first 4 appearances. But then he pitched an inning and two-thirds yesterday. He walked one, he struck out two, and got the save. He also had a pretty effective starting assignment in an exhibition game against the Reds last week. He was the All-Star Game MVP of the second All-Star Game in 1959. His career goes back to the 1954 original Washington Senators. Then he moved with them to Minnesota. Then he went to the New Senators. New Senators traded him to Cincinnati. Or I think they released him in 69. The Reds picked him up toward the end of the year. And then the Dodgers signed him as a free agent last year. He had a decent year with the Dodgers last year. They released him after the season, and Cleveland signed him in spring training after, let me see, after the injury in spring training to Rich Hand. And for Kansas City in the fourth, it will be Buck Martinez, Paul Shaw, and Ed Kirkpatrick. Buck Martinez, he is 0 for 5 on the season. He has 1 RBI, the 1-1 pitch. It's a grounder to third. Nettles is up with it. Throw to first, 1 out. Here's Paul Shaw. He is 0 for 1. He struck out at the first. The 2-2 pitch. He hits a bouncer to third. Nettles, throw to first. Bang, bang play. Ooh, it was kind of a bad throw. Harrelson had to knock it down. Nettles hurried, and now they're giving him an error. That's his second error of the season. Here is Ed Kirkpatrick. He walked his first time up back in the second inning. Bob Oliver's on deck. Inside, ball 1, breaking ball. Below the knees and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball down the first base line. Harrelson has it, but they call that foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fastball, swing and a miss. Count evens at 2-2. Right down the middle, strike 3 call. 2 outs, strikeout number 1 for Pasquale. Here's Bob Oliver. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded into a double play in the second. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Swing and a miss on the curveball, strike 2. Low and just inside. He wasn't chasing that one. Ball 1. Too high, ball 2.
Strike 3.
Caught the black. Strike 3 called. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. We played 4 in Kansas City. It is Cleveland 4, Kansas City nothing. In the 5th inning for Cleveland, it will be Greg Nettles, Ray Fosse, and Roy Foster. Nettles is 0 for 2 today. He struck out, and he hit a fly ball that looked like it may have gone out. Otis made a great running, leaping catch, and he hit the wall hard, and he left the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball. He hits a base hit into right field. Papke bobbles it, and Nettles takes second on the error. credit Nettles with a hit and Papke with an error. Here's Ray Fosse, who's 1-for-1. He had a sacrifice fly in the first. That scored Veda Pinson. And he singled in the fourth. He hit one off the wall too, but he stumbled while crossing first base. Check the swing. They appeal. Ball one. Low one outside. Ball two. The 2-0 pitch. Strike one called. It's a grounder to third. Shaw looks Nettles back to second. To throw to first. 1 out. Here is Roy Foster, who is 1-for-2. He grounded out in the first, and he hit a 2-run homer in the fourth. Ken Harrelson's on deck. Fastball, ball one. The deep fly ball in the center field. Kirkpatrick going back. That is off the wall. Nettles scores. Foster is in second with a stand-up double. That's his third double of the season. Here is Ken Harrelson. He's 0-for-1. He flied out in the second and he walked in the fourth. It's 5-0 Cleveland. Down and away, ball one. Strike one called. Hawk was saying he just, after all the time he missed, he's off to a great start, but he just doesn't feel like his mental edge is as sharp as it should be. Yeah, the 3 games that they lost in Boston last week, he went 5-for-12. He was hitless Friday night. He was 1-for-3 yesterday. Ball two. Fans in Cleveland love him. He's been injured most of his time with the Indians, but he stayed in Cleveland and became a well-known figure about town. Swing, he hits a ground ball back to the mound. Rooker, throw to first. 2 outs. Foster held at second. Here is Jack Heidemann. He's 0-for-2. He had a long fly out in the second, and he grounded into a force play in the fourth. Change-up high and inside, ball one. Foul tip. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. High and outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball 4. That's the 3rd walk of the game given up by Rooker. Here is Camilo Pascual. He is 1-for-2 on the season as a hitter. He came in relief of Alan Foster after the long rain delay. Too high. Ball 1, high and inside. Ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Strike 2. Outside, ball 3, full count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Runners will be going. Bass fouls it back. Full count. 2 outs. Here's the runners will be going. Here's the payoff pitch.
Ball four.
Inside, ball 4. That's walk number 4 today, given up by Jim Rooker. He is. Game says Rooker not looking good today. And let's see what he's. "46 pitches. He has thrown 21 strikes and 25 balls. Yeah, he is definitely having some trouble with his control today. Here's Veda Pinson, who's 2 for 3. Has a pair of singles and was safe on an error in the 4th. Fouls it back, strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. Cleveland has a chance to practically put it away here. Ball 2. Just below the belt, strike 2. Inside, ball 3. The 3-2 pitch. It's a soft fly ball in the right field. Papke's near the line. He's got it. 3 outs, but Cleveland gets 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. They left the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. Leading off for Kansas City in the 5th is Lou Piniella, who is 0 for 1. He grounded out in the 2nd. His 13-game hitting streak. 1-1 pitch. It's bouncer to Heidemann. Short. Heidemann has it. Throw to first. 1 out. Here is Dennis Papke, who's 0 for 1. He had a deep fly out in the 3rd inning. The 2-0 pitch. It's liner to center. Pinson coming in. And he's got it. 2 outs. Here's Jim Rooker, or see if they send in a pinch hitter. Jim Rooker is 0 for 5. Strike 3 call. Nothing across for Kansas City in the 5th. We have played 5. It's an official game in Kansas City. Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. Kansas City, their bullpens looks all right. In fact, they got newly signed Mike McCormick. Another guy, his career goes back to 1956. He, along with, I believe, Willie Mays and Hoyt Wilhelm, are the only 3 New York Giants still actively playing. McCormick was a bonus baby with the Giants. Then he went with them to San Francisco. Then from San Francisco, he went to Baltimore in '63. Went to Washington in '65. Then he went back to San Francisco in '67. And then he was released by the Giants last season, and he finished up the year with the Yankees. And now this year, the Royals signed him in the middle of April. And I believe Bob Aspromani I can't even think where he is. He might be with the Giants. No, I think he's with Atlanta, Bob Aspromani. He is the only remaining Brooklyn Dodger that's still active. He got into one or two games with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1956. For Cleveland in the sixth, it will be Ted Uhlaender, Eddie Leone, and Greg Nettles. Ted Uhlaender is 2 for 2. Singled in the first, singled in the third, and he walked in the fourth. That walk scored Jack Heidemann. The 3-0-1 pitch. It's slow roller to short. Patek's up with it. Throws him out. 1 out. Manager Bob Lemon of the Royals said that the 3 ex-National Leaguers he's got up the middle, Patek, Rojas, and then Amos Otis, who left the game with an injury, have really solidified his defense. And he's really happy about that. And he's also getting pretty good offensive production from those 3 as well. So he feels that Royals are off to a tough start, obviously. They're 5-12 right now, but he feels like that they're a better team than their record shows. Here is Eddie Leone, who is 0 for 3. He was safe on an error. He hit into a double play, and he flied out in the fourth. The 2-0 pitch. It's a fly ball into center field. Kirkpatrick moving over, and he's got it. 2 outs. Here is Greg Nettles, who's 1 for 3. He struck out. He hit the deep fly ball that Otis got hurt on when he crashed against the wall in the fourth. And then he singled in the fifth and took second on Dennis Papke's error. The 0-2 pitch. Hits fly ball into center field. Kirkpatrick coming in. He's got it. 3 outs. 3 up and 3 down. Nothing across for Cleveland in the top of the sixth. Go to the bottom of the sixth. It is Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. For the Royals in the sixth, it will be Patek, Rojas, and Martinez. There's excitement in Kansas City because it seems like the last roadblock for their new sports complex has been taken down. They plan to build 2 new stadiums, one for the Royals to play in and one for the Chiefs to play in. Chiefs, as you may remember, were the winners of last year's Super Bowl. They're hoping for these parks to be ready for those individual teams' 1972 seasons. Patek, he is 1 for 2 today. The 0-2 pitch, he fouls it back.
Pummel!
Patek singled in third. It's a grounder to short. Heidemann's up with it. Throw to first. 1 out. Here is Cookie Rojas. He's 1 for 2. He doubled in the first. He and Patek have the only 2 hits for the Royals today. 1-2 pitch. Pops it up. Fossey tosses his mask away near the backstop. And he reaches into the crowd and has it. Nice play by Ray Fossey. Here is Buck Martinez. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out in the fourth. He entered the game when Ed Kirkpatrick moved to center field to replace the injured Amos Otis. The Royals bench looks a little thin. They got Gail Hopkins, Bobby Knupp, and Carl Taylor. Carl Taylor. Yeah, Carl Taylor. Last weekend, the Indians bullpen got shredded, but they're looking pretty well rested this weekend. Indians didn't get much in the way of good pitching Friday night. Sam McDowell had a start where he just didn't have it. But Steve Dunning looked really good yesterday. He left the game with a stiff arm, but I don't think he's going to miss any time. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Martinez. He hits a fly ball in the right field. Roy Foster's there, and he's got it. 3 outs. 3 up, 3 down. Nothing across for Kansas City in the 6th. It is Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. Cleveland has 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They've left 8 men on base. Kansas City has no runs, 2 errors, 3 no runs, 2 hits, 3 errors, 3 men left on base. We scored in the first. Pinson led off the game with a single. Then Eulander singled. Leon was safe on an error. That loaded the bases. Nettles struck out, and then Ray Fosse hit a sacrifice fly. That made it 1-0. Then in the 4th, Nettles looked like he may have hit one out. Otis crashed into the wall, making the catch. He left the game. Then Fosse singled. Roy Foster hit a 2-run homer. Harrelson walked. Then we had a rain delay of about an hour. Rooker came in. And then with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Ted Eulander walked, forcing in the 4th run. And then in the 5th inning, Nettles singled, took second on an outfield error. Fosse grounded out, then Roy Foster doubled off the wall, driving in Greg Nettles, and that's where we're at right now. Indians lead 5-0. Leading off the 7th for Cleveland will be Ray Fosse. He's 1 for 2. He has a sacrifice fly, a single, and a ground out. The 2-2 pitch. It's a liner in the center, but it's right at Kirkpatrick. 1 out. Says Kirkpatrick had him scouted perfectly. Here comes Bob Lemon. That's going to be all for Jim Rooker. Coming in a pitch is Al Fitzmaurice, making his 5th appearance of the year. He's a fastball pitcher. He has a record of 0-1 with an ERA of 4.76. He has 11 1/3 innings. He's given up 11 hits, 2 of those home runs, 5 walks, and he has struck out 1. I believe this is his first appearance against the Indians. Yeah, it is. Morris got into 7 games in 1969, and he came up to stay as a regular last season. He is 25 years old. And spoiler alert, Al Fitzmaurice is a future member of the Cleveland Indians. Here is Roy Foster. He is 2 for 3. He grounded out. Hit a 2-run homer in the 4th, and he doubled in the 5th, scoring Nettles. So he has 3 RBIs today. 0-1 pitch. Hits a fly ball into center field. Kirkpatrick going back near the track, and he's got it. 2 outs. And here is Ken Harrelson, the Hawk. He's 0 for 2. Get a fly out, a walk, and a ground out. The 3-2 pitch. Hits a fly ball into right center. Papke on his horse. He is under, and he's got it. 3 outs. Nothing across for Cleveland in the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. All right, let's take a look around the league again. Final score, game 1 at Riverfront Stadium. Reds beat the Dodgers 5-2. Gary Nolan gets the win. He's 2-2. There's no report on who lost the game for the Dodgers. Bottom of the 9th in Atlanta. Padres lead the Braves 6-1. Earl Williams, the rookie, he is 3 for 3. That's Dave Roberts against Steve Barber. That's game 1 of a doubleheader. Bottom of the 8th in Pittsburgh. Giants lead the Pirates 7-5. Roberto Clemente is 3 for 4. That is Bob Johnson against Gene Nelson. Final at Yankee Stadium, the Yankees beat the Twins 3-1. Mel Stottlemyre gets the win. He's 2-3. Jim Perry takes the loss. He's 2-3. Final at Fenway Park, the White Sox beat the Red Sox 5-2. That is the White Sox 6th consecutive victory. Bart Johnson got the win. He is 1-2. Ray Culp gets the loss. He's 1-2. Final at Wrigley Field. Cubs 8. Mets nothing. Ernie Banks making his first appearance of the year. He got injured in spring training. Hit a home run. I believe that is home run number 499 for Ernie Banks. Bill Bonham got the win for Chicago. He is 1-0. Yeah, I think Banks only needs one more home run to get his 500th home run. Bottom of the 1st in Oakland, no score, Tigers and A's. That's Fred Sherman against Catfish Hunter. And top of the 2nd in California, no score between the Orioles and the Angels. That is Pat Dobson against Tom Murray. For Kansas City in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Paul Shaw, Ed Kirkpatrick, and Bob Oliver. Shaw is 0 for 2. He struck out and was safe on an error. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. First walk of the game given up by Pasquale. Here is Ed Kirkpatrick, who's 0 for 1. He has a walk and a strikeout. Change-up. Check the swing, but that caught the corner. Strike 1. Ball 1 outside. Check the swing again at the belt. Strike 2. Strike 3 call. Strikeout number 4 for Pasquale. He has really come alive for Cleveland this weekend in Kansas City. Here is Bob Oliver, who's 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play and he struck out. Strike 1 called. Ball 1 outside. Hit on the ground is short. Heidemann to second. To first. Double play. 6-4-3 double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We played 7 innings in Kansas City. It is Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. It'll be Heidemann, Pasquale, and Pinson for the Indians. Heidemann is 0 for 2. He had a flyout in the second. He grounded into a forced play in the fourth, and he walked in the fifth. The 2-1 pitch. Pop up third base side, but that'll make the seats.
Bubble.
The 2-2 pitch. Hits a grounder at third. Shaw's up with it. Go to first. 1 out. Here is Camilo Pasquale. He walked in the fifth inning. 1-1 pitch. Hits fly ball into center field. Kirkpatrick is there, and he's got it. 2 outs. Here's Veda Pinson. He's 2 for 4. Singled in the first, singled in the third. Was safe on an error in the fourth, and he flied out in the fifth. Pinson reportedly was requesting a trade during the offseason to a West Coast team, preferably Oakland or California. He had a good year his first year in Cleveland last year. He's having a good year this year, but said that his family is not happy in Cleveland. Yo, 1 pitch. It's a grounder to short. Podtek. Throw to first. Bang, bang, play. He's out. Wow, they just got him. 3 up, 3 down. Nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. Pasquale comes out for another inning. He has pitched 4 innings today, and he has looked really sharp. It'll be Piniella, Papke, and the pitcher spot for Kansas City. Piniella is 0 for 2. He has a 13-game hitting streak on the line. He grounded out in the second, grounded out in the fifth. The 0-2 pitch. It's a grounder up the middle. Heidemann to his left. Has it and throws him out. 1 out. Here's Dennis Papke. He's 0 for 2 today. Flied out, and he hit a liner right to Veda Pinson in the fifth. 2-2 pitch. It's a grounder to first. Harrelson's up with it. He'll take it himself. Two outs. And Pasquale is holding his arm. They're out there looking at. He's arguing with Dark. And he is going to stay in the game. At reduced effectiveness. 10%. That's the first time I remember seeing a percentage for the reduced effectiveness. Al Fitzmaurice is scheduled. Let's see if they sent up a pinch hitter. Yeah, it'd be Gale Hopkins pinch hitting. Hopkins is hitting .385, no home runs. 3 runs batted in. He is 5 for 13 in the season. He is 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter with 1 RBI. Well, he's 4 for 12 as a pinch hitter. I'm sorry. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball into center field. Pinson's there, and he's got it. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across. We go to the 9th inning. It is Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. Coming in to pitch the ninth inning for Kansas City is Ken Wright. He's making his sixth appearance of the year. He has an ERA of 3.52. He's pitched in 7.2 innings, given up 6 hits, walked 6, struck out 9. Ken Wright makes me think of another Wright. Last night, Clyde Wright of the Angels threw a 2-hitter against the Baltimore Orioles. The hard-hitting Baltimore Orioles got held to a 2-hitter. For Cleveland in the ninth, it will be Ted Uhlaender, Eddie Leone, and Greg Nettles. Ted Uhlaender is 2 for 3. Has a pair of singles. He walked with the bases loaded in the 4th, and he grounded to the shortstop in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch. It's a grounder to second. Rojas is up with it. Go to first. It's 1 out. Here is Eddie Leone, who's 0 for 4. He was safe on an error. He grounded into a double play, flied out in the 4th, and flied out in the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. 2 outs. And here is Greg Nettles, who's 1 for 4. Struck out. He hit the fly ball that Otis crashed into the wall against. Singleton took second on an error and flied out again in the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. It's a grounder up the middle. Patek to his left. Go to first. 3 outs. Nothing across for Cleveland in the top of the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It is Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. And with Pasquale with a in-game injury, I am not taking any chances. Coming in to pitch is Chuck Bashmall. This is his rookie year. This is his 8th appearance. He has 1 save, an ERA of 5.5. Pitched 9 2/3 innings. He's given up 14 hits. He has walked 12. He has struck out 7. He's a fastball pitcher. Throws almost as hard as Steve Dunning, but he really has to tame his control. And he is a sinker ball pitcher, which would be a little bit of a spoiler alert here in Kansas City for a guy a few years down the road, Dan Quisenberry. Last chance for the Royals in the bottom of the 9th. It'll be Patek, Rojas, and Martinez. Game 2 is Cincinnati. In the 3rd inning, the Dodgers lead the Reds 2-0. Patek is 1 for 3. He singled in the 3rd. The 1-2 pitch. It's a slow grounder to short. Heidemann has it. Go to first. 1 out. Here's Cookie Rojas. He's 1 for 3. He doubled in the 1st. The 2-1 pitch. Base hit in the right field. That is the 3rd hit of the game for Kansas City, and their first hit since the 3rd inning. Here is Buck Martinez. He's 0 for 2 today. He's 0 for 7. He's still looking for his first hit of the season. Curveball. Hard grounder to the third base line, but that's foul. Ball 1. Up and in, ball 2. It's a base hit in a right field. Foster looked like he was going to try to make a shoestring catch and then slowed up a bit. Kansas City has runners on first and second, 1 out. Here is Paul Shaw. He's 0 for 2. He has a 6-game hitting streak on the line. He's hitting 200 with runners in scoring position. That's below the knees, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Blow it outside, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Outside, ball 3. Full count. Hits a grounder to first. Harrelson to Heidemann. And there'll be no throw to first. 2 outs, runners on the corners. And here is Ed Kirkpatrick, who is 0 for 2. Walked in the second, struck out the fourth, and in the 7th. He had a great night against Cleveland. Friday night, got 3 hits. Two of those were doubles. Shallow fly ball down the right field line. Foster's after it. But that's foul. Another liner down the first base line. That's foul. No balls, 2 strikes. 9th inning in Pittsburgh, Pirates tied the game. 7-7 tie against the Giants. Too high, ball 1. Check swing, strike 3 call. He struck out 3 times today. That's the game. Cleveland wins 5-0. Cleveland had 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Kansas City had no runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. Camilo Pascual gets the win. He is 1-0. Bruce Del Canton takes the loss. He's 1-3. Pascual is named the star of the game. Oh, yeah, I guess because Foster only pitched 3 innings. Cleveland left 8 men on base. Kansas City left 5 men on base. Biggest hit of the game for the Indians was probably Roy Foster's home run in the 4th. But this game was just like yesterday. The Indians scored 1 run in the top of the 1st, and that's all they needed. They struck out the Royals 2 games in a row. The Indians win the rubber game and take 2 out of 3 against Kansas City. We see where Cleveland goes next. Cleveland's going to the West Coast next. I think, yeah, they're going to California next. In fact, they will be there tomorrow. Yeah, they will. They're not getting a day off going out to the West Coast. They'll be. Let me see. I think they've got 4 in Kansas City and maybe 4 in Oakland. Yeah, they've got 4 in Kansas City Monday through Thursday, and then 4 in Oakland Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday doubleheader. So we'll see how that goes. They don't know. The Indians don't always play well on the West Coast. Pleased to see Camilo Pascual finally putting together a couple of good outings. His numbers for the real 1971 season are actually pretty good. He got off to a rough start with me, but maybe he's over that hump. let's see. Tomorrow, Cleveland will be in California. And it looks like they may let Alan Foster start that game tomorrow since he only threw 42 pitches today. He looked really good today. Three innings, he gave up two hits. He walked one. He struck out two. And then Pasquale pitched 5 innings, no hits. He walked one. He struck out four. And Marshmallow, he pitched 1 inning. He gave up two hits, but he didn't give up any runs. Let me look with him. That might have been his best outing of the year. It's only his second outing where he didn't give up a walk. And both the times he didn't give up a walk, he gave up two hits. The Indians got Phil Hennigan down in Wichita. I am contemplating making a move of sending Mashmill down to Wichita and bringing Phil Hennigan up to replace him. Yeah, I guess we'll see. By the time the Indians come back from the West Coast, Mashmill might be back in Wichita. All right, I'm probably going to have to take a short hiatus from doing my telecast for probably a week or so because we are moving and that's going to be taking up some of my extra time for the foreseeable future. So, once again, final score Cleveland 5, Kansas City nothing. Let me take a look here real quick. All right, Baltimore beat California today 5-1. New York won. Washington got smacked pretty hard by the Brewers 10-4. This win pushes the Indians back up into third place. They're 2.5 games behind New York. Baltimore's a half game behind New York. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this game and thank you for watching.